early summer, early summer. It isn't late spring, but early summer. We'll get to that one eventually, maybe next season. Wait, when do we get to late spring? When was late spring? I know it's in the Criterion collection. Number 331, yeah, that's the next year. Anyway, another Nate Jackson Criterion Collection reviewer guy here in the other room, changing it up. Although I don't know why. I don't know if you can hear this. We're doing some construction work across the street. Been hearing jackhammering all morning, which is just ridiculous. But anyway, hopefully that will not intrude our review time right now, which will be relatively short because it's not much to say about number 240, Yasuhiro Ozu's Early Summer, or Bakush. I can't see the title because we blocked out put our barcode over it, Bakuju. Wait a minute. Maybe it says. Oh, it is Bakushu. I guess it's Bakushu, just that. All right. So yeah, 1951, 125 minutes. This is our fourth one. This is our fourth Ozu film. The first being Good Morning, and then Tokyo Story, Floating Weeds, or fifth if you count, A Story of Floating Weeds and Floating Weeds, and now Early Summer. And yeah, it's pretty nice film. Another, Ozu, by this point I'm starting to establish, I get the idea that Ozu has stories to tell, and very thought-provoking stories about family. A lot of them are about families. Like Kurosawa, you can't really compare Kurosawa to Ozu as they do two totally different things. But they are both two Japanese, directors. And, to look at them, and they were both, they both worked around the same time. They made films at the same time. Kurosawa was definitely a lot more action, and yeah, just a lot more actiony. Early Summer. Early Summer and all of Ozu's films are very, around dialogue and family. Family is a huge, a huge plot. Huge theme. The idea of family and all that. And yeah, especially in Japan, post-war Japan. And yeah, that's all I can say about that. But yeah, this story is just an interesting story, just like Tokyo Story and Floating Weeds and all that. And yeah, so basically it's about this woman named Noriko, played by Setsuko Hara, who played a woman named Noriko in Tokyo Story. And it's supposed to be just the same. And I think, if I remember correctly, I'm looking at her Wikipedia page real quick. If I remember correctly, oh wow, she just died this year. I did not know that. September 5th, 2015. Yeah, she played a character named Noriko in 3 different. Yeah, she played in Late Spring, Early Summer, and Tokyo Story. That's really weird, but. And so they're all different characters. And the thing about Noriko, at least in this one, and also in Tokyo Story, I noticed in Tokyo Story, as beautiful, Setsuko Hara is a very beautiful actress, but she smiles a hell of a lot throughout this movie. She is always smiling, even when people are telling her off, or just she has just this positive attitude. And maybe that's the character of Noriko, and maybe that's how Ozu told Hara to play all these Norikos, because notice she smiles a lot in Tokyo Story too. But yeah, and then there's she only gets one big dramatic scene in each film, And but basically in this one, this Noriko lives with her family, and her uncle comes by, old aging uncle who's deaf, and he makes the point to, notice that Noriko's 28 years old. And he's like, oh, when are you getting married? And she's like, oh, I'll do it when I get time, And she does it I'll do it when I get time. I can't recreate that smile because it's a little creepy. But anyway, yeah, so the whole family now starts to get into their head, wait, why isn't she married? Let's get her hitched. So they try to tell her who she should be married to. Her boss, she's a secretary for this guy, and her boss tries to set her up with this friend of his who's really old and all that. Their friend, she has a friend named Aya, who's basically who's also unmarried, and they both kind of just play around with the idea, but yeah, and so eventually she connects with this with an old childhood friend who's named what is his name? What's his name? Kenkichi Abe, and he's a doctor, and he lost his wife a while back, and so they start kind of going out together, and mostly as friends, but eventually, she reunites. Noriko reunites with his parents, and they really want them to get married. And so, toward the end of the film, Kenkichi has to move to another part of Japan, Akita, and the family is going to go with him. And so, this kind of like she makes this Kenkichi's mother makes this last ditch attempt to beg and plead, basically with Noriko to marry him, and she accepts, and when the family finds out, however, they deny the marriage. They don't deny it, but they are totally against it, and they don't think they're a good match. And Noriko's really heartbroken by this. And but at the same time, she's not going to stand down because she really digs this dude. Eventually, the family kind of accepts it and realizes that she's going to move away. And this is the only time we ever see Noriko stop crying, because they have like a last dinner together, and she excuses herself and goes to the other room and just starts bawling. And it's like even when she's like kind of arguing or fighting with her family over Kenkichi, it's like she's still kind of like, you can still see her just kind of smiling and trying to stay positive through it, But by this point, when she realizes she's going to lose her family, she finally just lets go and just starts crying. And very sad. But in the end, the family, realizes, we'll be together, and so the parents end up moving in with the uncle at the end, and it's basically the end. The title comes from, I guess it's supposed to be signified in the wheat you see at the end. It's supposed to be early summer. That's when when you harvest the wheat in early summer. So that's I guess where the title comes from. And I expect that there'll be some kind of imagery like that in late spring, like I don't know, flowers or something, bloom flowers or something. But yeah, I can't really think anything else to say about it. It's another great film by Ozu, another tearjerker. The kids, Noriko's nephews, I think it's her nephews. I can see where he got the inspiration for the kids in Good Morning. Basically, these two kids who just wreak havoc. They're like the comedy relief, basically. They mess with their uncle. They call him an idiot, and they and he can't hear it and all that. And they kick their food around, and it's all kinds of craziness. So yeah, it was a treat to see them. And when they take this group photo, the family takes this group photo, and they keep messing with their hats, and they keep taking it off and putting it back on, and just as they're about to take the photo, and they can't give them any peace. So it was fun to see those kids. They're a lot of fun. Apart from that, we get all the Ozu trademarks, those low cameras, and just a lot of looking directly into the camera when they're saying their lines, as if they're reading a teleprompter or something like that. And that might be, I'm not sure, maybe that's what they're doing. I'm not sure, but yeah. So basically, that's all I'm gonna say about it. Early summer. What do I give this one? I'll give it not a bad film. I'll give it an A-. A-, not a bad film. Well, I get it. I don't know. That's the thing about Ozu's films. I really like them, but I just don't know if I like them enough to own them. Maybe someday. Maybe someday I will. I'll get back to them. I want to see what else we have. Especially now. I just found out, not to sidetrack, but get on to Criterion.com, because although the Barnes & Noble sale may be off, Criterion's having a holiday sale, 20% off everything. I am gonna get one at least. I mean, that's 20% ain't 50%, but I'll probably get one before the sale's over. So yeah, and yeah. So anyway, early summer A minus. Will I get it? Maybe someday. I would like Tokyo Story. Tokyo Story was really good. And on that note, I'll probably get this one too. And yeah, that's what I say. The only big thing is a conversation, a 47-minute conversation called Ozu's Films Behind the Scenes with Kojiro Sumatsu, who is one of his was a child actor and he's the sound technician. Takahashi Kawamata, who's his assistant cameraman, and Shizuo Yamanouchi, who's his producer. And they basically talk about just Ozu, working with Ozu, just like all the things he would do with his actors. It doesn't focus just on early summer, it focuses on late spring. A lot of his other different films too. I think talks about Floating Weeds, I think a little bit in there. And definitely Tokyo Story. So yeah, we get a little bit of all the Criterions we've seen so far. So yeah, that's all I can say about this one. Early summer, A minus, good movie. Alright, so what's next? Oh, the stage. Next, we got the Jean Renoir Stage and Spectacle box set. Coming this week, starting off with not that one. Golden Coach, French Can-Can, and Elena and Her Men. The plan for this one, I'm not sure. I have plans Thursday, and I don't know how long they'll get me. We may not have a review on Thursday. And if that is the case, there's a chance we'll definitely do Golden Coach on Wednesday, but we might also do French Can-Can on Wednesday as well. Or we may save it for Saturday. We may do both French Can-Can and Elena and Her Men on Saturday. I'm not sure right now, but we will definitely get something done on Wednesday. I may end up having time. I probably will do French Can-Can on Thursday because I'll just do it later because of the lighting. I mean, if I have to do it at night, the lighting looks really good. I mean, not great, but decent. And I probably will be done in enough time. The movie itself is not very long. I don't know how long these interviews are. There's some interviews and reviews and things like that. Yeah, there's a lot. Jean Renoir parle de son art. I should look this up. Probably look it up before I watch it, just to give myself a whole timing to know exactly how long it'll take me to do everything on these DVDs. And maybe I should start doing that from now on. I don't know. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll figure it out. Anyway, so that's the plan. And then, oh man, next week is gonna be a little tricky, a little different. Basically, I had mentioned before that I had got Port of Shadows from the library, and it was a VHS tape. However, as I went to check it out, I dropped it and it broke. And so, not only do I now have to pay for it, I also have to find a way to find this movie. There are no other DVD copies. I've tried looking everywhere for it. At least, out of my library. I've looked online. I can't find a single scan of it. I found one site that has it, but it's a Japanese but the subtitles are in Japanese, which doesn't help me one bit. Yeah, so the only thing I'm gonna have to do is probably buy it. It's not too expensive. It's like $40 at most. I think I actually found a copy for $25 if I order it from Amazon, the Canadian Amazon store. And yeah, but even if I order it now, I don't know if it's going to be here by next week. So we may have to go out of order a little bit, but whatever. But yeah, so I'm just kind of upset about that. But I'm also upset that I can't find the movie anywhere else because it's out of print. I'm gonna try some local video stores, but these out of print ones are hard to find. I was lucky enough to find the W.C. Fields ones, and the Third Man too. Who the hell sold the Third Man? But hey, I ain't mad at you though. I ain't too mad at you. But anyway, so So Port of Shadows we may have to put on the back burner for until I can get a copy of it, because I don't know if I can afford it right now, because Christmas is coming up and I gotta save my money for presents, you know. And yeah, but that one we may have to wait on. But the others for next week were okay. Eva Tellini I got in the other room. Slacker I'm still waiting on. Videodrome I've got. And yeah, I'm still working on the logistics for my Videodrome review. And yeah, so, and then week after that, we may end up, now I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do next week. I mean the week after that, because the week after that is Christmas week. And we've got, you know, the Battle of Algiers, which we'll probably take care of. We will do that one on the Monday of Christmas week. But then we got the John Cassavetes 5 Films box set, which I'm trying to plan out through the you know, my Christmas break. But I just realized that not only do we have the 5 films, but we also have a supplemental film, Constant Forge, I think it's called. Is it called Constant Forge? Yeah, a Constant Forge, which is part of the John Cassavetes box set. It's a documentary. I think it's a documentary about John Cassavetes. Yeah, and so that's part of it. And I don't want to I want to keep those together, keep that all together. So anyway, but yeah, I'll figure it out. There may be one night when we'll do 2. Maybe we'll do opening night and Constant Forge the same day. I think it'll be the last Monday of the year. But anyway, we'll figure it out. But for now, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Morals. Oh, you know what? If your daughter wants to marry somebody, you know, be a little more open. You know, it's the 90s. Come on now, guys. It's the 90s. Jeez. Everybody's doing it now, you know? Everybody does it in the 90s. You know, it's like, I mean, I know this was the early 50s, you know, late 40s, early 50s. You know, I guess, and it was Japan, I guess the, you know, family, you know, was a little more, you know, like who you married in Japan was a little more important to the family than, you know, now. I mean, nowadays, you know, you know, obviously parents sometimes disagree with people, but it's not as, you know, I think it's not as, I mean, it's not as bad, you know. I mean, the guy was a doctor too. The guy was a doctor. I mean, the only thing I think they didn't like about the fact was that they were leaving them, that she was leaving him, you know. So, but yeah. So anyway, just, you know, try to be kind. If somebody wants to marry somebody, you know, try to see the love in their relationship and not just, you know, don't be selfish about, you know, who they should marry. So, yeah, that's basically it. So that's the best one I can think of right now. And yeah, so that's it for me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you tomorrow. No, we'll see you on Wednesday, or maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe we will do one tomorrow night. We might do one tomorrow night. I'm not sure. We may do the Golden Coach tomorrow. I don't know. But anyway, we'll see you soon for the Stage and Spectacle box set. No, anyway. And until then, goodbye.